This is my show, the SaskShow.
We're going to get going with Deke. I've been wanting to do this. I was so pumped. All right, there's Deke. Deke is in studio now. He's got a green screen. Is this the actual spot you actually stream on too?
It is, yeah. This is just basically what it looks like when I don't have any of the backgrounds up or anything like that. So that's normally, yeah, this is normally what you see, but this is what's normally behind me. So yeah, it's just a green screen, and then my office is behind me, but it's chaos in here, so.
That's okay. It looks pretty professional. It looks pretty professional there.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
All right. So this is the one and only Dekeslayer. Give him a warm welcome from the SaskShow to him. I appreciate you being here very much. First guy ever to... First person. We're gonna gender neutral here. We don't care what color, what your sex is, how you identify yourself, as long as you're awesome, and you're awesome, Deke. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Deke?
Sure. In terms of myself, I've got a full-time job that requires a lot of travel. Do a lot of work with school districts here and around the United States, specifically the Midwest. I have a wonderful family, and my daughter is addicted right now to Nintendo Switch and Animal Crossing, so I help her a lot with that. That's pretty much my life right now. And then I stream Mondays through Fridays. Try to do 3 to 6 Pacific, and I may be looking at going a little later, starting later, and then kind of see where that goes. But yeah, it's a fun time, and I love being a part of this community and part of Twitch, and I'm just very humbled by all the success the channel's had. Yeah, that's really good. It's because of you, man. They come to see you and your energy. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go to the next one. So what got you into streaming? What made you want to stream in the first place, actually? Well, going back, I would have to go back a little further from just the streaming part. When I was in high school and in college, I knew that I wanted to be in some kind of production. My original plan was that I wanted to go into TV or radio. And I grew up in Metro Detroit, and the market there, you can get internships. I mean, even getting an internship really wasn't that easy, but I went to college, I hosted a radio show in college, and then I also hosted several TV shows for our college TV station. It's not much, but it was a great way to kind of get my feet wet and kind of get used to being in front of a camera and getting used to using my voice. And what ended up happening was I graduated from college, and obviously the jobs I had in college obviously went away. So I went and worked for a ABC affiliate in Detroit as a production assistant, and I was also an intern for a radio station. Wow! It was a light rock station, like soccer mom kind of rock stuff. Old school rock, like on your channel, like old school music, like you play. Yeah, so like the adult contemporary stuff. So like that's why I know all the words of those songs. Okay, there you go. That's a big reason why, and so I worked there for I worked at both of those for a couple of years, and there just came a point where I couldn't really get a full-time gig, and some life changes happened, and was able to move to Arizona, and I've been here since 2007, and I kind of, for a long time, I kind of stopped being interested in that whole production in radio and TV, and I kind of started focusing more on IT, and I did that for several years. And about 1.5 years ago, I thought to myself that I wanted to get back into some kind of production, and I knew that, and I started watching Twitch, and I started watching some of the bigger channels to start off, and the first channel I think I ever watched on Twitch was Outer Heaven Network, and they are a Metal Gear Solid stream. They just play all the Metal Gear games. It's kind of usually. It's kind of funny. So, like, I didn't start with sports. It's kind of funny that you actually mentioned that. Like, I'm going to let you continue, but that's one of the later questions in the interview. You got the sheet? Sure. Did I send you the sheet or something, or did you study it? I'm just kind of I'm shooting from the hip right now. That's what I want. That's what I like. That's the best way to see somebody's personality. But there's a lot more working into that, and I'll go into that in a minute. So I won't steal your thunder. Continue. But no. I knew that I wanted to do something, and that. As I kind of started watching Twitch, I thought to myself, well, this is pretty much what I want to do, what I always wanted to do, and it gives me an outlet. Now the problem was trying to figure out what game I was going to play, and that was the hard part, because I thought to myself, well, I could be a variety streamer. Like, what do I even want to do? And about the time I started streaming, I had kind of renewed my interest in hockey. there was a long time where I was not interested in the sport. Specifically, like for about 5 years, I kind of just lost interest in it. Once Arizona had gotten eliminated after 2012, you know, the Detroit Red Wings, who was my other favorite team, had started to trend down, and Arizona wasn't playing very well. So my least favorite teams were Boston, Chicago, and LA, and that's who was constantly winning. So I had kind of just tuned out of the NHL. And a lot of the ways I tuned out of sports completely, and just kind of started, you know, focusing on other things. So, but that was the timing was great. And I said, you know what sports do I want to play? And I said, well, honestly, I grew up was a kid. I grew up playing the old NHL games. Those are the ones I had the most hours into, and that's kind of where I went from there.
Nice, man. So I'm going to tell you how I got a little backstory on how I got into hockey too. Like I used to do the same, and I was going to ask you. My personal favorite was NHL '94. That's actually where I left off. Did you play? You must have played that game because you're my age.
Yeah. 94, 95, 96, I played a lot of when I was a kid. 96 especially, that was like one I got really hooked on because it had the season mode, and like it was a little more drawn out than it was in 95. So like the trades and free agents and stuff like that.
Yeah, I stopped playing for a long time. I got into shooters, and then I picked it up I think in 2016, and I was literally blown away. I was like, holy shit, there's all this cool stuff you can do, not just like side to side shoot and score stuff, you know.
Exactly.
Okay, next question. I'm gonna ask you, was there any streamer that had a big influence on you? Like for me, I love to take influences from the ones that I consider to be really good and innovative in the streaming world, and you and a couple other ones that we're gonna have on next Saturday or every other Saturday till we get them all done. They influenced me big time. So do you have any influences for you?
For me, I would go back even for like if it's outside of the NHL directory. What really kind of motivated me. The streamer who kind of really motivated me was a guy by the name of Sheriff Eli. Ooh. And he was a GTA RP streamer. Okay. And just had a larger than life personality, and is an incredible streamer even now. He's moved on to more variety streams now, but he's incredible, and to me, he is kind of the gold standard in what a really quality streamer is. Another guy by the name of 41. They're both GTA. That's where I started. Honestly, honestly GTA RP was watching those streams. I got hooked on them, and those two guys were fantastic, and ones that I sometimes try to emulate. And in the stream, the dekeslayer stream, there are times where I kind of that's kind of some spots where my personality comes from. Oh, yeah. And that's kind of where I draw from on some occasions. So those were the two more influencing streamers to me. And then I said, you know, let's give this a shot. So, and yeah. So I don't know if you have any follow-up questions. Like, I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'm gonna.
Dude, we listen to you talk all the time, and having you, I wouldn't have you.
You never don't let me. I'll never shut up.
Well, you know what? If I came on here and I asked you a question, I'd be like, hey, whoa, too many words, man. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. I mean, I'd be stealing your thunder. You know what, man? I'm just so happy to have you here, man. This is such a new thing. This is one of the only. I think this is the only thing like this on Twitch. There might be, I don't know, I don't really care. This is our thing, this is us. And so we're going to move on to the next question so you don't steal my thunder, okay?
All good.
Okay, so what is your favorite part of streaming?
The interaction with the community. Yeah. Chat is everything to me. Being able to just hang out and talk to people from around the world who are like-minded and love hockey and love the sport of hockey, and just meeting new people, talking to them, getting to know them. I try to make a big deal out of, you know, I want to make sure that every single person that comes into that stream feels welcomed, and that someone, you know, that they get acknowledged, that they say hi. I try to say hi back. Now there are times where, as a streamer, I've fallen behind, and I always try to say, and sometimes if you watch the stream, you hear me say, you know, if anybody said anything and I missed it, I apologize. Like, I'm not, like, I don't intentionally ignore people. Yeah. But I want them to make it, I want it to feel like, you know, they've got somewhere that they can hang out, where they can hang out with a guy. Like, I'm just kind of an MC. I see myself as just kind of as an MC. I just kind of put everything together, and then the community just kind of, you know, they hang out and we just have a good time, and you know, I try to facilitate the conversation when I can. And
yeah, for sure, you do a really good job. You do a really excellent job.
But during the stream, at the end of the stream, I always mention to chat how important they are to the stream, because they are.
Well,
I can't do this like without them. And they, you know, and I get these messages, you know, and it's so kind for some of these people to message me, and they tell me, you know, how much I've, you know, been a part of making their days, their weeks, their months better. And I just want them to know that that's reciprocated, like that.
That's
I feel
awesome.
the same to them.
That's awesome.
You know, there's times where I'm down, and you know, I try not to show it on stream, but like when they're there and we can have a good time, like that means the world to me too.
Well,
I just want them to know how grateful I am to them.
You can tell that when you interact. Like one of my pet peeves. Not only am I a streamer, but I'm a viewer also. I like to go into a lot of different streams. If I go in and then say hi, I literally give them 5 to 10 minutes. If it's longer than that and I don't get anything, understandably, like if it's 1,000 or 2,000, yes. But like if it's a smaller stream with like less than 50 people, you should be able to chat with all the chatters in the chat, you know, the chats, right? Like, I don't like when I go into a chat and you say hi and you don't get nothing. You don't feel like you're even welcome there. So when you go on your channel, even with like 100 viewers, man, you're pretty on the ball, man. It's awesome to see. Like, I just can't get over from like where I seen you to where you are now, and your interaction with chat is awesome. But that's why you are such a success. Like that's a very important thing, and I too try to do that when I'm streaming, and it's pretty hard. It gets hard, right?
It does. And but you know, you try to the more you do it, the easier, you know, the more you'll kind of like, okay, now I can kind of keep up. Like you find what works, and then you find that system, and you're able to keep up. And one of the things that actually made it easier for me to keep up with chat was when I do franchise mode, since it's a lot of menu streaming, I don't actually do because I don't actually play the games. Yeah, it's easy for me to look. I can look over there, and it's not a big deal for me to stop what I'm doing and look over at chat. When I was where I'm playing Hut, or if I'm playing, you know, Be a Pro or something where I'm in the game, especially Hut or Ishal, it's hard for me to kind of look over there and like, all right, okay, I'm trying to do this, and then I can't tell you how many times I've been playing a Hut game and I've lost because I'm more interested in chat than I am in the game. So.
It's actually funny. We must be on a pretty similar wavelength, because I was gonna ask you if you ever lost a game or missed a play just because of chat, and you're like, shit, are you? And you don't want to get too mad at the chat. You're like, just shut up. Like, you ever seen Josh Fearless? He goes, okay guys, I know you want to sub, but you guys gotta stop right now. We're in the middle of an important game.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's what, you know, who cares? It's like, it's a video game.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
Like, whatever.
That's cool.
For digital cards, it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Yeah, okay, moving on. So, let's see. Do you have any major plans or goals for your streaming career?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, obviously the biggest one is to reach Twitch partner. That would be a huge accomplishment, I think, for the channel. And you know, I don't mind saying I absolutely would love to be an EA game changer. And I would like to just continue to grow this channel, because what I like to see is that we've got such a community that has grown so much. And you know, if you know, whatever I can do to give back and to just help this channel grow and be even better, and you know, I want to do it. But my two goals right now would be to try and achieve Twitch partner and EA game changer. Now, if neither of those things happen, you know, I'm gonna keep, my goal personally is to keep working for it. And even if that's not in the cards for this channel, I want to make sure that people are having a good time, because honestly, that's more important to me than really anything. But if you're gonna ask me what my goals are, those would definitely be the two that kind of jump out to me at the beginning. But
those are great
I'm happy
goals.
to just be there happy to be here with so many great people. That is what means most to me.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's really nice, man. It's just like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you do this, honestly, if you do this solely for money, it'll show. It'll come right through. If you do this, because I'm an old guy, and I used to have dreams and goals, probably just like you, and one of them was actually to get paid playing video games. And now in our world, we have a reality that we can make that happen now.
It's true.
It's awesome, man. It's unreal. And like, this is therapy. Probably, I don't know, this is therapy for me. I don't know, it sounds like sometimes it's therapy for you too, right? Like this, it's just fun. It's so fun. And whether I make money or I don't make, I'm going to be streaming for 1 viewer, 10 viewers, whatever viewers, because I love doing this.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's, as long as you're having fun, that's what's important.
There's a bunch of people in the crowd. I can see. Look at this. Oh shit! Look at this. Holy shit! It looks like they're literally giving you. They're fucking going crazy over you, man. Panning out into the cat. Like, look at this, man. Holy shit! Is there a lot of people? Holy deek, man. There is so many people here, man. I cannot get over.
I love it.
I cannot get over this. Oh, give Deke a standing ovation, everybody. All right, there we go. All right. We're cameraman. Hey, cameraman, can you focus off those people? There's some. I don't want to see those people no more. All right, guys. You guys. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. So Deke, we're going to get into the lighter side of this. We got some really good information from you. We get to know you a little bit on the professional side, so we're just going to go ahead and have some fun with these fun questions here. Okay, sure. I hate bringing this up, but as a streamer, sometimes we have to use the washroom, right? We can't just sit in this chair and not do our business. And I think you know where we're going with this. We're going with this.
That's a pretty good idea.
Okay, so when you leave, there is an inanimate object, and I can't even talk, an object that gets a lot of attention. It's your chair. I believe, does it even have its own, like, chat? It has its own bot, doesn't it? Or like...
There's an account that is called Deke's Chair. I know who runs it. And it pops in whenever I'm not here. Whenever I have to get up and walk away, obviously the chair is the only thing you can see, that in my microphone. So what ends up happening is the chair will sometimes show up in chat, and then other times there's a running joke that we have a viewer, his name is MonkeyDude22, and he always, every time I come back, if he's in chat and he sees the chair, he will always send some kind of a donation, and it's like that's for the chair. So what I told everybody was, I said, you know what, you guys, I mean, and they always write praise of the chair in chat, like you get the spams, and it's hilarious to me, but they love doing that, and I said that you know, once if we get partnered, my goal was to add a chair emote so that they had something there, because right now we're out of emote slots, but it's one of the things I wanted to put in there, and they
a chair emote, nice.
I don't understand where it comes from. I see it in other streams. I don't know what it is, but people love the chair, so it's a very comfortable chair. It breathes great. It's all mesh. I love this chair.
Yeah, I got a pretty nice one too. I just picked it up. I had to get rid of the lazy boy. It's too comfortable. You can't be too comfortable when you're gaming.
There you go.
All right. Apparently the crowd really likes your chair. They're clapping harder for the chair than you. That's so awkward. Man,
if they want to know where they can get it, I mean, it's an Office Depot chair. It's their branded chair. You just get it, and it's fantastic. They should still have it. And it actually comes in red too. So
does it come signed, autographed by Dekeslayer? Not quite yet. Not there yet.
Not yet. We're working on that.
The Dekeslayer edition.
In negotiations for that.
The Dekeslayer edition.
That's right. Oh man, it'd be red and black too. It'd look great.
Red and black is that's your color of choice.
Yes, sir.
Right on, man.
Yeah, so like whenever my wristband here is always red. I always wear red and black. So except for today, of course, I'm wearing blue. But
I actually
I'm not green screening. So.
I literally can't believe you came on with no shades. I literally was expecting to see the shades, and this the first time I missed the first time when you took it off in the stream. I was doing something else, and then now I'm like, there we go. I know you have eyes. I mean, everybody's got eyes, but you always have your shades. Is it get hard to play sometimes with the shades on?
No, it actually makes it easier.
Really?
And one of the things I've told in the story is the reason I wear them is because is a couple of reasons. Well, first, the biggest reason is I've got two studio lights up here.
Oh yeah.
And then I've got two down here.
Right.
To kind of light the green screen. Well, the reason for the sunglasses is because about a year and a half ago, maybe it's 2 years now. I guess it'll be 2 years now. I had LASIK surgery, and one of the things they don't tell you is that when you have LASIK surgery, you become more sensitive to light.
Oh.
And so what ends up happening is over time when I stream, and I've tried doing streams where I don't wear sunglasses, what'll end up happening is I'll start itching my eyes like crazy because now my eyes are getting tired. So it's just they're sore from having all these lights on me. So what I do is the reason I was originally going to wear like the gamer shades. That was my original plan. Those yellow tinted glasses.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I'm not paying $40 for a pair of yellow glasses. That's stupid. So I went over to Target. This was right when I started streaming. I went over to Target, and I needed a pair of non-polarized sunglasses. Excuse me. And those were actually hard to find. But I found a pair. Where are they? Here they are. They're just a pair of Iron Mans. Like, I got these for These are $15 sunglasses that I got at Target, and I've been wearing them for the last year and a half. And it makes it easier because now my eyes aren't strained. So that's the reason why I wear them. So then I can sit here and play all day. And
that's cool.
You know, I don't mind, like, if somebody, like, one of the big things was when I first started doing it, everybody started calling me a scuff Dr. Disrespect, and I actually, it really doesn't bother me. It's like, that guy had, you know, 30,000 people in the stream. You know, you're going to compare me to him? Okay, I have no problem with that.
He had.
Yeah, had.
No.
See, keyword had.
He's missing in action, man. Now, nobody knows what's going on. That's quite the... I wonder what's going on. Do you have any inside information? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Did you hear that all his subs got refunded? That's messed up.
I did see that.
I just about caught myself swearing, but we're keeping this PG.
Good save. Good save. Good save.
It's hard. I got a dirty mouth.
It's all good. Hey, listen. Everybody's got their own thing.
Okay, Deke, are you watching my stream on any device? Do you have my stream pulled up at all?
I do, yes.
Okay. I did tell you earlier in the morning we're going to see, these are questions. They're nice to see the answers, but we like to we're playing games. We're trying to create some new stuff, some interesting stuff. So don't worry. See that character with this hand out, okay?
Yeah. We're
going to put an object in his hand, and we're going to act like you brought this to show me, and you're going to tell me a backstory of why the hell you brought me this.
All right.
It's just a little game. Okay, so this one is a personalized object for yourself I picked out for you.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Okay, so Deke, it looks like, it appears to me that you have a jersey.
I did.
It looks like a Phoenix jersey. Why did you bring this? What's the significance of this item?
The significance of this is that this is the Arizona Coyotes, or this one I believe that you're showing that we brought out here is the original Phoenix Coyotes jersey. This is quite honestly one of the most beautiful jerseys in NHL history, and the reason I say that is because it encapsulates the Southwest so incredibly well. The Kachina design is very, very Arizona inspired.
Kachina. Is that like a tribe or something, or like what? Like
it is an art design, if I remember correctly.
Okay, cool.
But it's very, very specific to the Southwest, and I believe it may be tied to Native American communities. I don't know the full history on it, but it was, during its design, they wanted something that represented the Southwest and represent Arizona. And so that is where that design came from.
Wow. And
it's something that that a lot of people, when the jersey actually first came out, nobody liked it. It was considered hideous.
Really?
And a lot of people, and the reason they changed the design in 2003 was the idea that it was too 90s. They needed to modernize, and that's why you have the Howling Coyote now, or as some people call it, the Yawning Coyote. But because there is a big push for nostalgia now, that jersey is actually more popular than ever. And I would not be surprised. In fact, I fully expect the Coyotes to go back to that logo. Honestly, as early as next year.
Yeah, like I can't believe you brought this item, man. From watching you, I gathered your favorite team was Phoenix.
Actually, but believe it or not, my first favorite team was the Detroit Red Wings, because that's obviously because I grew up in Michigan. I actually started watching hockey in the mid '90s when I was I think I was about 13 when I started really getting into hockey. No, actually, yeah, about 13 or 12, might have been younger than that. But anyway. So we're doing like that time of, when the Red Wings, we had become a dominant. So like, try not to think of the '94 season, because that was the year we lost to San Jose. But, you got into the '95 season, which may or may not exist because we lost the Stanley Cup Finals. But that team that started to become a dynasty in the mid-'90s, and it was hard not to fall in love with that team. And it really drew me into the game. And that's what made me a Red Wings. That was made me a Red Wings fan. That's what made me a hockey fan. And then I moved out here to Arizona, and what turned me into a Coyotes fan was just how much the media, and especially Toronto media, beat up on this team. I read so many articles that we didn't deserve this team.
Damn.
That Arizona doesn't deserve a hockey team. They don't care. But what they don't take into account is, first of all, the ownership for that team had been terrible after, I believe it was Colangelo was the original owner. The team had gone through bad ownership. We had Jerry Moyes, who tried to sell the team to Jim Balsillie who ran BlackBerry at the time. I don't know if he still is or not, but he ran the team, and they tried to sell the team and move the team to Hamilton, Ontario, which without any NHL approval at all.
That would be weird.
And so every other week, this has been when probably 08, 09, somewhere in there, when the league started to take over the team, was the constant talk of relocation. We're going to move to Seattle. We're going to move to Quebec. We're going to move to Winnipeg. We're going to move to Houston. We're going to move to Pick a city. And I got so tired of it, and I wanted this team to succeed. And as the more essentially hate that this team got, the more I fell in love with it. And I started going to games. And I want this team to succeed, and I very much, I've been asked in chat, do you want the Coyotes to get Alexis Lafreniere in this draft this year?
Yeah.
No, I want to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that's important.
And I mean, I couldn't care. I mean, if we get number one because we lose, okay, great. But do I want him? Sure. Would I rather have a Stanley Cup? Yes. So, I mean, it's that's what drove me to this team, and that's what made me fall in love with them. That's why I support this team so much. And I'm still a Red Wings fan at heart. I always will be. I'll always.
Yeah, but they're not that good. So I mean,
Well,
I'm just kidding. Edmonton is my team.
Neither the Coyotes. So,
Edmonton's my team.
Look what Edmonton's done.
I know.
Look at the turnaround they've had.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I used to follow hockey, but being a business owner, I really don't have a lot of time, and a lot of time that I do, I just don't want to think about anything. I'm just tired from the day. We're gonna take that Coyotes jersey because that was great information, man. I had some stuff I didn't even know, man, and I think I'm pretty smart.
No
this next one, we're gonna do one more of these, and then we're gonna get back because this one's a funny one. Okay, so you brought us another item. Is that true?
That's what yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Why? That looks like Ted. I'm just that kind of.
Yeah. It's. I like Ted because honestly, the personality that he brings is just that dry wit, fantastic humor. That's something that you want every stream to have. That's someone who kind of could draw people in, and and I'm a sucker for teddy bears. What can I say?
Yeah, I like teddy bears too. So just a question: how did you? Is this the original Teddy, or is this a reproduction?
That's the original. This is an original. Got it at KB Toys back in the late '90s.
Oh, okay.
It's so rare the fact that chain doesn't even exist anymore. But got it back in the late '90s. Absolute gem. And it does not like thunderstorms.
No, he does. He needs a thunder buddy. I heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got a thunder buddy. I got my wife as my thunder buddy. Yeah, I need someone.
Well, that's a better choice.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices you could go with that. There's a lot. Okay.
You made the right one.
Yes, I made the right one. Okay. Let's see. Just looking at my notes because I actually got up and did notes and everything so we could actually look like we know what. Well, I want to be, man. I'm not very good with technology. I'm pretty horrible with it. But if I'm going to do something like this and it's going to be good and we want people to come back, right? We come back and be on the show, but then we have to. It can't just be a hey Deke, how's it going? You're a streamer. Yeah, there has to be some kind. We're going to have a format eventually where we come on with our news, we get to our stories, and then after you, we got a comical genius. I know you like comedy. His name is Josh Blue. He's coming up. He's a fantastic. We're gonna put him on. He's deadly. He's deadly as hell. That's all I can say because I can't. I should have said heck, but hell's not really a swear word. But heck's even better. Heck's better for PG-13. Okay, so earlier in the interview I was talking to you and I asked you a question and you kind of alluded to this. Okay, so being that you were the first streamer I watched, you had mentioned the first streamers you watched. Could you just tell us about them again?
Yeah, sure. So like I said, the first stream I really ever watched was what's called Outer Heaven Network. They're still going now. In fact, I think they just did a marathon a couple days ago, and they do. They played through the entire Metal Gear Solid series that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, all the way up until I think about 4 years ago maybe 5. Shoot, I don't even remember when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, but they play through all of them. They do marathons. They are a very big channel. Nobody does it like the way they do. They know all the ins and outs of these games, and if you're familiar with Hideo Kojima games, they are very nuanced. They have a lot of detail. There are a lot of secrets in these games, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of different calls you can get, and they know where every single one of these things is. They know every single detail of the game, and that's what makes it so interesting. And I grew up as a kid, as a teenager, I played those games, but I never understood like how deep they really were. And they go out of their way to explain all these things, and it's it's very fascinating. It's obviously very entertaining, and they do an incredible job of it.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, Deke. Yeah, just one sec. Metal Gear Solid, I used to play that, and I loved it until you got to a point where you had to literally just crawl along walls and wait and wait and wait. And I'm, if anybody's seen my streams, I'm not a very, how you say, patient person. So I kind of gave those up in favor of something with a little more action. But continue.
So, excuse me one second.
No worries.
Okay, so after that, the other channels that I started watching were, like as I mentioned, and these were motivations for me to start streaming, was I watched Sheriff Eli, and I watched him do GTA roleplay. He was a police officer, and just very, 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 very entertaining, and very much could take over any scene. And it was high quality. Like, this is stuff, the stuff that they worked on for GTA roleplay is almost better than stuff you'd see on TV. The writing, the way they conduct themselves, the chemistry that these characters, these streamers develop with each other, the things that they do, it's fantastic to watch. And I got to know another streamer by the name of 41. Now, his original name when I met him was actually Fart Control, believe it or not.
That's not a very good name for this stream.
No, and the story was he lost a bet, and that's why he had to have that name. But
okay.
Anyway, he was a GTA. I believe he still is a GTA streamer, but I believe he also does like a lot, like right now, a lot of Wild West, Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of stuff. So he does a lot of role play, but he does Escape from Tarkov. In fact, he has a voice in Tarkov. He's the voice of one of the characters there, and I've been able to, I've spoken to him personally. He's a good dude. We played games together. He's been, rated by some of the biggest streamers out there. I believe Summit's rated him.
Damn.
Shroud before he left.
Jeez.
I mean, he's been very successful, and great guy, great personality, very good at what he does, and he was another motivating factor. And then as I kind of grew, as when I came into the NHL community, when I decided that NHL was what I wanted to do, the earliest streamers that I can remember watching in the NHL directory were OG Kevin Bacon, Mr. Nice
what
Guy,
a beauty.
and the Baker and Timo show. Those are the three I started on, and then I kind of worked my way out from there. And I've kind of, I spent time networking, getting to know people, and watching them. And so now I've made good relationships with as many people in the directory as I can, and I hope to meet even more of them. And the directory has grown.
Oh yeah,
the game has grown. Between eShul tournaments, HUT, and something that I wanted to highlight more on was franchise.
Yeah.
And obviously Tugi is the king of franchise. And he's a very good friend of mine as well.
Tugi is the king of franchise, you say?
He is. He absolutely is. And I can only hope to be as good as he is at franchise. And slowly but surely we're getting there. But no, he is the man, and he's a very, very near and dear friend of mine. So
that's awesome. I watched Tugi myself.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's really entertaining.
Very good.
Yeah, he's good.
So those, and then, I could go on and on about everybody in this directory. And, meeting guys like you and everyone else has been fantastic. And just to see this directory grow and see this sport and this game grow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Has been unreal.
That's really cool, man. All right, Deke, I got a clip of you. I got a clip of you just doing some of you things, some Slayer things. We're gonna put that up here. We're going to put this up. This is a little bit of your draft glory. This is the Seattle Grunge, I believe they're called. Yes, they're Seattle Grunge, right?
That's us. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to watch this. Let's see you. Oh, there you are, Deke. Deke watching Deke. There's a Phoenix hat right there. This is how you look to us.
That's exactly how I am. Yep, that's me.
Yeah, the Seattle Grunge, man. So, yeah, that's your team that you built.
Yep, that is a team that is built specifically through the draft. No trades, no big free agent signings, only through the draft. In the first run through our first 25 seasons in NHL 20 with that team, we won 3 Stanley Cups, and we are currently, I think, entering season 8 or 9, and we've won 1 already. So we're trying to see if we can break that record of 3 in the last go round. And I think we're better equipped this time around. I understand the franchise in NHL 20 a lot better now, so I'm hoping that we can try and win a few more.
Yeah, it actually sounds like you might have a little bit of a singing voice. You like to sing?
That is always something that I've always liked to do. That is a lot of different reasons for that. One is because if it's a song I especially like I don't like, I like singing. Like I'll do it on stream. Obviously it doesn't bother me, but you know, it's one of those things where the more comfortable I got, and because I was sang in my car and stuff as when I was younger, and you know, like if there's a certain song, especially one that I know the words to, I'll just jump right in. Like I don't have a great voice, but you know what? Hey, it's all about having fun and just being ridiculous, and it's something I love to do. So
yeah, you live once, man. If you're too serious, you're gonna die, and you're gonna wish you had a lot more fun.
Exactly.
Period. You gotta enjoy this life, and that's what you look like. You have a lot of fun on stream. Your energy. You need to get sponsored by some energy. I don't know. You probably don't drink energy drink because that's not the greatest for you. But like some, do you drink coffee? Oh, you do? What's your choice? Yeah. What's your drink of choice for energy?
I jump around. I sometimes do a lot of. I have a lot of. It's Bang is the energy drink I like. That's more for pre-workout. I also do Game Fuel from Mountain Dew, which isn't bad. I've never had G Fuel. Not saying I wouldn't have it, I just have never had it. I used to do the Coca-Cola energy drinks, but those are not good.
No.
So I don't think they're gonna be sponsoring me anytime soon. But I kind of jump around to see what I like. But Bang and the Game Fuel have worked best for me. Just to kind of keep me on my toes a bit, I guess. So.
We're receiving some text messages from some of the chatters. They're allowed to chat with us on the text message. They're sending one me. I got one right here. It says from Middlevast. He goes, "I play franchise because of Dekeslayer." So
thank you.
That's awesome, man. That you're inspiring people to do that.
Enjoy it.
Hey, got a question.
It's a lot of fun.
Got a question for you. I'm kind of getting really bored and tired of HUT, and I want to do franchise. So if I do franchise, could you maybe stop in sometime and give me some pointers?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it looks like a lot of work. It looks like I can't play HUT and play franchise at the same time. I don't think.
I think a lot of people think that like the amount of menu streaming involved with franchise. You know, if you really want to take it seriously, you can do it, and that's what we try to show on stream, is just how deep franchise mode can go. And I'm actually not showing everything anymore.
Really?
Basically, what I've done is there are like interviews you can do with coaches and players and stuff like that. But because I have those actually turned off, just for the sake of time, and I've kind of gotten used to, all right, I know what's going to happen if I put one player in one position. Like I kind of know, especially with morale on, I know what's going to happen to them. If they're going to go up or go down. But it's fantastic because it kind of helps build that little bit of story. I recommend it if you've never seen it before and you want to kind of do those interviews and you can have interactions with the players. You know, that's something that's kind of fun to do. And I recommend it if you've never done franchise before, just kind of give you an idea of like, you know, how
I've never done it.
And then the other thing we look for, and so obviously you're obviously familiar with HUT, so you know how synergies work.
Yep.
There's something similar in franchise, but it is called line chemistry.
Okay.
And you want to build the highest line chemistry you can. So the highest you can build is the highest you can get up to is a +5, and that basically adds a +5 overall to every player on that line. So if they're an 85, for example, they will sim like they are a 90 overall. If you have Connor McDavid at a 95, he's going to sim like a 99.
Okay.
So you want to kind of build for that, and there are ways to do that, and it can get pretty in-depth. And you can take a team with the right line chemistry. You can take a team that isn't a playoff team, and with the right line chemistry, you could make them a playoff team, and even though they probably have no business being one. Just that's how much chemistry can play a role, especially with the sim engine. So it's really interesting.
That's awesome, man. It looks like the crowd is really enjoying this interview, man. They don't stop clapping, and you can't hear them. They're clapping. I told them to clap silently. You know, we're trying to talk up here. You know, what have you missed? We're having questions, and you missed lots, man. This is Dekeslayer. We're live with Dekeslayer, the first episode of Saturday streams to watch, because here we love watching streams, as you guys probably do too. And well, this is our first one. He's our very first one, and I think it's going pretty great. What do you think, Deke?
I think it's going fantastic, and I'm honored to be the first guest on your streams, or on your stream, podcast, and
yeah,
and, late night with Sask.
Yeah, well, man, like I have nothing but respect, and you made me, when I started streaming, you gave me something I could like. I think that a lot of people who stream are kind of boring or whatever. I think my own opinions, but you definitely put out a good product.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So outside of streaming, is there like any hobby that you like love to do? There's anything that you really love?
My favorite things right now, honestly, just most importantly, obviously spending time with my daughter. She's 4, she's 5
so cute.
Just a couple months, so she's a trip. I love having her on stream, and obviously that's a big part of it. I actually like playing hockey in real life. I played on Wednesday this week, or Thursday, excuse me, and I went to the rink and just did some stick and puck. It was nice to get out and play, and just get on the ice. And then
what's your position? What do you play?
Right now, there's nothing organized right now.
Oh, okay.
Because leagues are kind of messed up because of COVID. But
yeah. Right
now, it's just me practicing, get better, working on my skating, my shot. I've realized I think I need a new stick. The stick I've got, I think, is a little too short. So I'm like, let's bump that up. So, but other than that, it's been it's a riot, and I love going out and doing that, and I love doing going to the gym and just stuff like that, and just pretty basic stuff. You know, I'm not going out and partying anymore. I'm almost 40, so it's like, you know, I'm just here to. I mean, I'm living life at the best I can right now, and it's like, you know what, if I get out and do those things, I'm pretty happy with it. So
I love how you said I'm almost 40.
Yeah,
I'm not 40 yet, Sask Cole. You're 40. I'm not there yet.
I got 3 years.
You got 3 years? Oh my God, I don't feel. Okay, tell me this. Are you like me? You don't really feel old until you talk to somebody that's like half your age. Then you kind of feel your age a little bit.
That's the only time I ever feel like. Right now, I feel better now than I did when I was 25.
Same here, buddy. Same here.
You know,
Same here.
I'm happier where I'm at now. I mean, if you just said, would you rather be in your late 30s or your late 20s? I say give me my late 30s all day. So
hell yeah, buddy. Yeah. Going to bars and hanging out and looking for random hookups it's old, it's gross, it doesn't get you nowhere. Working on this stuff, working on your life, and having fun and enjoying stuff, which is not drinking or doing drugs, is a great part of being a healthy adult.
That's right.
Deke, we're almost done the interview. Anything else you'd like to talk about? The floor is yours. No questions. Anything that you want to mention for your stream, merchandise maybe, any little thing that you could talk about you would like?
I mean, all I just want to say is that, first of all, thank you guys for the incredible support. That is more important to me than anything. And you know, I do this because it's a passion of mine. Whether there's one person or 1,000 in stream, it's just something that I want to do, and I just want to say thank you for making it as successful as it has been.
That's awesome. I love the sincerity in your eyes and your tone of voice and how you compose yourself and how you show yourself on stream, man. I wish I could be a little less wild on stream, but that's why we're doing this as a PG-13 style, so we can actually appeal to a broader audience instead of just an older problematic audience, I guess, or toxic communities. This is part of my show that we're trying to increase, and hopefully it brings awareness to a lot of different streamers and helps mine grow, because what I always say in my channel is the bigger my community grows, the more we can help other communities grow. So
there you go.
Okay, we're gonna turn it over to we're gonna see if anybody in the audience has a question, and remember, PG-13, so I can see the questions, and if I find them offensive, I'll probably time you out or not ask the question, because we're gonna only ask cool questions. Anybody got a question for Deke? Anybody in chat would like to ask Deke a question while we got him here? We're just waiting on the chat, see if anybody.
I knew you guys got to wait on that delay.
I hate that delay. Do you think they could ever fix that? Or I don't think so. I don't think
it's hard to do. I mean, I think the closest you can get is go low latency or no latency. It's basically and try and do it that way. But it's always a thing, and especially if they're on mobile. I think the delay on mobile is almost at least 10 seconds. So
yeah, it's slow. It's really bad
that we live with. So. It's just one of those things you get used to.
I'm actually pretty glad you have a PS4, because being like technologically inferior in a lot of ways. I was kind of struggling on how we're going to get the audio and the faces, and we actually worked on it. You weren't actually, technically, you're my first interview. You weren't my first guest. I had my buddy A for Effort, who is in the stream all the time, and he's actually might be working at some point for TSN. He's aiming to be a broadcaster also. That's why
cool.
yes, I knew you'd like that. Broadcasters stay together, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So he helped me. We put the Discord on the video, and then audio is always a little tricky. I think that's one of the harder parts. So we figured it out just for now, but like for our future, we got to get a new mic, and we're going to do different things with the audio. But this is a simple one. I literally could not wait to get you on here because I've been talking about it so long, and some people, when I mentioned your name, they're like, "Well, you got to ask him first." I'm like, "I already got him. We got Deke coming."
Well, thank you for having me. It means a lot. Thank you, and I'm honored to be your first one. So
okay, so what I just want to say, if you had a good time on the show, if you enjoyed being on the program, if you know anybody that you think deserves a nice interview, like today we're doing one, maybe next week we'll do one until I get a good flow of things, and we'd like to have 2 guests on. And as you can see, there's a female, so we have a female spot. We'd have a male, female, where we can have a lot of fun, put the guy's head on the girl, and talk about the operation, or right. So we got a couple questions for you in a second here. But what I was going to say is, if you had a good time, Deke, please tweet it out and say if you have anybody that you think would be a good candidate. I'm glad to hear your suggestions, man, because I have a couple people lined up, and we want to make this a really nice and interactive for me, you, the interviewed, and also our chat, because I want the chat to feel like they get to know you a little bit more intimately than just watching you play and focused on something else. So,
right.
If you had a good time, and chat, if you had a good time, we are going to be taking suggestions in the DM, Twitter, Whisper, on Twitch. I don't care how you get a hold of me. I'm on all the platforms. We're always putting out. This is the Drift Nation. If you don't know that, Deke, we call ourselves the Drift Nation. That's what we are.
Love it.
We're the Drift Nation because you know what I liked? I really like in people things that I see in myself, and like passion. Passion is one of the #1 things I look for in people. And I'm passionate about. There's a couple things I'm really super passionate about, and just lately in my life it's been streaming, but it's drift racing. I love it. I'm an adrenaline junkie, and as soon as you're going sideways, it's like you're hooked up to adrenaline. And hockey. Hockey's always been my second passion in my life, and so we get along good with people like that. I don't want you to be like me. I don't want anybody. I love difference of opinion. That's what makes everything awesome, because that's what being an adult is. You can have different opinions and still get along. It's you can be different colors and get along. You can be different shapes, sizes, and still get along. It's unbelievable. Okay, so we're going to get into a couple questions, and then we're going to move on to our final guest. We'll be moving away from Deke in a couple minutes. Okay, let's see, Deke. What do we got for questions for Deke?
Sure.
I'm just going to read these. I'm going to read them and then filter them with my own. Okay. Who is your favorite Coyote player of all time? That comes from Autonomous.
Shane Down, easily.
Shane Down?
Second favorite would be Darcy Kemper. Nikolai Hobby-Bulin I've always liked. I'm a sucker for goalies, so the fact that Donor comes in at #1, I mean, just the leadership and the fact that he spent his entire career in Arizona, and Winnipeg and Arizona, but he never, I mean, he could have gone and played for Stanley Cup contenders. He probably could have won a cup, but he stayed loyal to the team and the state, and that's why his number is retired by the Coyotes.
Shane Down, you say?
Yeah, that's why it's retired at Gila River Arena. So.
Is what era did he play in? He doesn't play no more, right? I don't.
No,
I've never
he's retired. He played from 96, 97. It was actually right before. Actually, I believe maybe before that, because it was right before he played one. I want to say 1 or 2 seasons in Winnipeg, and then the team moved to Phoenix, and he played his entire career there, and retired at the end of the 2017 season. So, played a long career, and I don't know that he necessarily wanted to retire. I think the team just decided that they were going to move on, and. He just decided to call it a career there, and we can't thank him enough. I mean, I went to his retirement ceremony. It was fantastic. I've got an autographed picture of him right over here that hangs on my wall, and just
Cool.
And I've got a brand new jersey of him too, and he's just a great guy, and does a ton for the community, and he is very, very well loved here in Arizona.
That's awesome, man. That's great, man. Okay, we're gonna Middlevas ask a couple more questions, but we're gonna have Middlevas. Let's see, what program do you use for your voice changing? Because that's pretty awesome, man. I think that's one of your best tools in your stream, actually. So I kind of want to know too.
Sure, I use a device. It's called a Go XLR. It is incredible. It is basically what I've got is it's a device that I can press either a number 1 through 6, and there's preset voice changers, and the megaphone is the one I use predominantly, and then I've also got one that makes my voice really deep, and then I've also used one that sounds like I'm coming through a cockpit radio at an airplane, or cockpit PA on an airplane, and I've got a bunch of different ones, and I also use one when I want to try and sound like a kid. I use that one especially for trolls. I like to use that one, but I use it for other things too. But it's a Go XLR, and it is very pricey, but it was worth everything. If you're going to take streaming seriously, I can't recommend it enough.
Nice, man. Yeah, because I use Elgato stuff, and the Stream Deck one is kind of it's kind of a little bit hard to use a little bit.
Yeah, I love my Stream Deck. I use it predominantly for just the light control, and then my scene changes. That way it's easier for me to kind of I just hit a button and I change scenes, and if I got to go from the full screen to the starting soon to me or to another shot or the computer, I just look over, press a button, and then I can load clips in there too. So
yeah, I use that too. It's awesome. The pros do it. The pros do it. We got to copy the pros if we want to be a pro, right?
Exactly.
I mean, monkey see, monkey do, right?
Right.
So, oh God, my phone. Shut up, phone. A stupid phone. I forgot to mute it. Didn't mute that. Well, Autonomous has one more question, I guess. What is your headset of choice for your stream?
I use an Audio-Technica headset. Let me reach over. I'll grab it. It's this one right here. I don't remember the exact model number. Hang on a second. If you need it, I can get you. If you really need the model number, but it's Audio-Technica. I love this thing. There's just studio headphones. I like it because, one, it's easier for me to hear everything back in my headset. I'm one of the streamers. I like to be able to hear my own voice.
Yeah.
Not because I like the sound of my own voice, but I like to know what
how loud.
sound like, how I sound. And so I do like to hear that. And then, of course, I can hear everything else in chat, the music, the alerts, everything. And it's a little pricey, but it's highly worth it, especially if you're going to get into streaming. But I don't have the exact model number, but I can get it. If they need it. That's okay. I'm pretty sure he got enough information right there. All right. Well, Deke, that is all our time. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to, but we're going to put this guy on. This is one of I love comedy, so we booked a special guest tonight, straight from YouTube. Let me be there. All right, man. Thank you very much for your time. I had a blast with you, man. And man, appreciate it. Hope I can go back soon. Yes, thank you. And I can't wait for you to get that partner. I know you will. Thank you, Sask. I appreciate that. And thank you for letting me